First and foremost, I want to say Ryan himself has referenced him being gay about like 30 times via various skits, some skits that were in movies, some skits
Family
that
Guy?
were just a part of the Golden Globe. No one says like hints that he's gay more than Ryan Reynolds does.
Get ready for a roller coaster of Hollywood twists and turns, because today we're digging into the jaw-dropping drama involving Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, Blake Lively, and Justin Baldoni. A tangled web of bromances, betrayals, lawsuits, and leaked text messages that could implode the polished reputations of your favorite stars.
The husband's perspective, like, hey, obviously, like, this guy's gay, no hard feelings, it's a sight to be seen. He wants to be completely dismissed from the lawsuit. He wants out on the lawsuit. It's still happening. It's still going on. Here he is in a more clear picture of him kissing Andrew Garfield for the same reason.
Our story explodes into motion with It Ends With Us, a supposed passion project for Blake Lively that morphed into a PR fiasco the second Ryan Reynolds took the reins behind the scenes. Instead of being just another on-set husband, insiders say Ryan commandeered the production, rewriting scenes and crafting bizarre skits, one of which featured his own mother, only for director Justin Baldoni to call foul. Baldoni then accused Ryan of defamation, extortion, and interference with contracts, alleging that Ryan twice labeled him a predator, all of which triggered a lawsuit that's blowing up bigger than a Marvel blockbuster. Meanwhile, Blake Lively's legal team is scrambling to douse the flames, begging the court for attorney's eyes only status on sensitive documents that, if made public, could nuke the image of some top-tier celebrities forever.
Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, will be deposed, and I suspect that might be making Ryan Reynolds extremely nervous, and I'll tell you why.
Speculation about what's hidden in that stash runs wild. Could it be more text messages revealing Ryan Reynolds' so-called messy sexuality? Or are we looking at an even deeper scandal that drags in multiple Hollywood A-listers? If that weren't enough, in strides Hugh Jackman, the beloved Wolverine, who was originally roped in just to boost comedic skits tied to the film. Suddenly his name surfaces in subpoenas, and rumor has it he'll be deposed about the ongoing lawsuit, something that may be making Ryan sweat more than Deadpool does in a fight scene.
Hugh Jackman was also in the now infamously cringe It Ends With Us promotional skit that had nothing to do with promoting the movie, which was about domestic violence, where Ryan directed it and he brought in his mom and Blake was in the background. We learned that.
Jackman recently announced a divorce from his wife of 27 years, and this personal earthquake seems suspiciously timed with his infiltration into Ryan and Blake's swirling legal chaos. According to conservative commentator Candace Owens, Hugh might be the one leaking all those text messages. Yep, the same texts that purportedly show Ryan's over-the-top narcissism, manipulative behavior, and hints of a closeted persona that he cloaks in comedic gay jokes for the public.
There's going to be a lot stronger defamation claims against Ryan Reynolds, because could you imagine the text messages between him and Hugh Jackman as they're putting together all of these scenes? I mean, it's going to get crazy.
Once upon a time, the Ryan-Hugh bromance was # our friendship goals, generating lovable jabs on social media and giggle-worthy pranks on red carpets. But the comedic veneer may have concealed darker undertones. Insiders suggest Hugh Jackman felt used, reduced to cameo status in Ryan's stunts, while Ryan basked in the spotlight.
That production was the fact that Hugh Jackman opted to kiss his male co-star throughout this production, even though in the original screenplay there was no kiss between the male star.
Add fuel to the fire when people start speculating about Ryan's private life and why he so often kisses fellow male stars, like Andrew Garfield, in front of the camera. Are these high-profile smooches just comedic shock value, or are they breadcrumbs pointing to a hidden piece of Ryan's identity?
Ryan Reynolds' bromances, his various bromances over the years. We've talked about him and Jake Gyllenhaal, and obviously this has been a bromance that has been very much thrown in the public's face.
Critics also note that Candace Owens has hammered Ryan's pattern of bromances, pointing out that his comedic bits, from smooching Andrew Garfield to hugging up on Jake Gyllenhaal, might be strategic moves that capitalize on progressive audiences without ever officially coming out. The tension ignites further when we recall Hugh Jackman has himself been dogged by rumors regarding his own sexuality, rumors that trace back decades, only amplified by his newly announced divorce.
Is that there was something sinister under the surface.
So, does Hugh's involvement in leaked text messages mean he's lashing out at Ryan for overshadowing him? Or is there something bigger at play, like Hugh protecting his own Marvel career by distancing himself from potential scandal? Then there's Blake Lively, once the queen of relatable glam, caught in the legal crossfire. She's petitioning the court to keep certain documents under strict AEO classification, documents apparently so damning that they could end Hollywood careers if made public. Is she saving Ryan from total destruction, protecting herself, or sparing the reputations of other power players in their circle? With each court filing, the pressure on their picture-perfect marriage ramps up. Whispers fly about Blake and Ryan living separately, the tension mounting to a point that even fans on social media claim they haven't seen them looking cozy in forever. Sources close to the couple describe them as stressed and traumatized by the lawsuit, but that hasn't stopped Ryan from submitting legal motions to dismiss defamation allegations.
What is your reaction to today's events? Ryan's attempt to get dismissed from Baldoni's lawsuit.
Ryan's position is simple. He truly believed Baldoni was a predator, so he's free from defamation liability. But critics, including the judge, aren't convinced. After all, believing something doesn't automatically exempt you from defamation if you're recklessly flinging accusations. While the court battle drags on, more and more people are poking at Ryan's entire public persona, questioning whether his comedic quips and husband of the year image mask a deeper insecurity about his sexuality.
Ryan's kind of perpetually highly publicizing his bromances is something that I find to be quite strange, right? Mostly because he's a 48-year-old man, Ryan Reynolds. He has 4 kids. And he seems to dedicate a lot of time and resources, like financial resources, to trying to convince the public that these bromances are perfectly normal.
Candace Owens, in particular, has seized on the text leaks, analyzing how Ryan's phrasing suggests a man wrestling with parts of himself he's not ready to show the world. She calls attention to how Ryan's comedic bit of kissing men, or writing those moments into scripts, goes beyond mere Hollywood goofing around, morphing into a recurring pattern that raises eyebrows among fans and critics alike.
Kind of making a lot of gay jokes and like trying to normalize all of these gay jokes, but nobody's actually asking him to do that. Not the gay community, or the heterosexual community.
A TikToker known as Put the Dog on the Phone is fueling the fire by dissecting every detail of the leaked texts, asserting that only a closeted man would speak in the way Ryan does, using certain jokes or self-deprecating lines as coded signals of an identity hidden beneath the Deadpool mask. Many shrug it off as comedic flair, but in Tinseltown, rumors like these stick, and the subsequent meltdown can be catastrophic for an A-lister's carefully honed brand. Meanwhile, Hugh Jackman's separate controversies are piling on as well. Even though he's revered for his portrayal of Wolverine, rumors have always circulated about him being in a cover marriage. Now that his marriage ended, fans are doubling down, pointing to this as proof he's been hiding his true orientation all along. Jackman's rumored link to a new younger star, Sutton Foster, has also been flagged as a potential public relations maneuver to keep him seeming straight. A tried-and-true Hollywood tactic sometimes referred to as having a beard, a partner whose primary function is to quash gay rumors. But some observers think Hugh is sick of playing nice, especially if Ryan Reynolds is using him for comedic bits, while overshadowing him in the Marvel universe.
Oh, he's gay! Oh! Yeah, see, straight guys don't say that.
Now, faced with a forced deposition, Hugh might be pulling out all the stops to protect himself, leaking the very text messages that put Ryan in an unflattering spotlight. And what about the Marvel angle? Insiders say that, even though the fans are psyched about Deadpool 3, the execs are not thrilled with all this behind-the-scenes chaos. The brand values squeaky clean images, or at least controversies that don't overshadow the superhero narrative. If Ryan's personal drama starts bleeding into the franchise's reputation, Disney and Marvel might decide to cut losses and pivot away, leaving both Reynolds and Jackman in precarious positions. Think about that. 2 of the biggest stars of the X-Men and Deadpool universes potentially shunned over tabloid-level intrigue. Of course, Blake Lively doesn't want to lose the glitz of a Marvel paycheck or the endorsement deals tied to her squeaky clean public image.
Gay guys are great. I love gay guys. There's also bad ones because they're just normal people. I have zero hero prop. There's nothing wrong with being gay in any way, but he definitely is.
Those AEO requests to lock away damning evidence suddenly make sense. If the public found out certain truths, whether about Ryan's rumored closeted status, alleged manipulative behavior, or questionable behind-the-scenes tactics, both their careers could crater.
You just wonder if that's also partially the reason why Blake's team is adamant that they need this AEO determination, right? They want the judge to agree to an attorney's eyes only designation to protect, as they term it, highly confidential information that could destroy the careers of the third-party people that are involved.
And the same might be true for the big names who cameoed in their pet projects. Then there's Justin Baldoni, refusing to let Ryan slip away scot-free, claiming real harm was done to his reputation when Ryan allegedly flung those predator accusations around. Baldoni is pressing the lawsuit for all it's worth, unearthing more and more potentially damaging evidence, which might be precisely why Hugh Jackman's involvement is so incendiary.
They're going like, we need this AEO designation because their careers would be ruined if the public found something out about them. It just makes you ask what truth could be so poisonous to someone's career that if revealed, it would be over.
Jackman, once brandished as Ryan's comedic sidekick, stands at a crossroads. Remain silent and risk being dragged under, or fight back by exposing Ryan's secrets. Every piece of new intel only stirs the pot, and with each hearing, fans wonder if more shocking revelations will surface. Will we see text messages that break wide open the Reynolds-Jackman bromance narrative, exposing it as a carefully orchestrated PR stunt?
No one else can see it but the attorneys. And we don't need to go to the judge's chambers to duke that out with it's like, if we say it is, you just got to go with us. Essentially, they become their own judges. And obviously, Justin Baldoni's team said, no, we don't want that. We just want this to be like a limited scope, confidential.
Will we find confirmation of Ryan's rumored sexuality, or is that all just another rumor swirling through the Hollywood mill? And in the face of possible personal and professional catastrophe, will Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds split for good, or will they fight to keep their household brand intact, despite all the swirling scandal?
Ryan Reynolds did call Justin Baldoni a predator. Remember, they had in their lawsuit said that he went up to a guy that worked at WME. This was allegedly at the Deadpool and Wolverine premiere.
As the court dates pile up and legal motions intensify, the Hollywood rumor mill shows no sign of cooling. So is Ryan a misunderstood actor dabbling in comedic queerbaiting to stay relevant? Or a manipulative, closeted star who's used his comedic brand to dodge real questions about his identity? And is Hugh Jackman an unwitting ally betrayed by Ryan's narcissism, or a vengeful friend turned foe dropping bombshells to exact some measure of personal justice? For a pair of beloved leading men, this saga may well determine whether they exit the Marvel stage in a blaze of glory or a swirl of scandal. Above all, you have to ask yourself, who leaked those cryptic text messages? The ones that drop hints about confusion, closeted behavior, and alleged predatory allegations? Was it Ryan, nervously trying to spin a narrative to his advantage? Or Hugh, fed up with Reynolds' antics and finally flipping the script to protect himself? Tell us what you think in the comments, because this story is far from over. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell, because we'll be digging deeper into these Hollywood secrets all season long. You won't want to miss the next round of revelations that could rock Tinseltown to its core. Remember, in a city that thrives on illusion, the truth can be the most scandalous twist of all, so buckle up and stay tuned for the next bombshell in the ongoing Ryan Reynolds-Hugh Jackman-Blake Lively saga.